All right. The rice cooker is currently in warm mode, and I am now back on the road. I'm heading out to see my wife for the weekend. So I will be cooking the food so that by the time I get to my new location, the food will be nice and warm and I can eat like a really nice dinner. I know it looks bright out here, but it's actually getting dark. So the video might start becoming sluggish because it's low light. I do have the light here. I turned it on. I don't know if it makes a difference here, but I did turn on the dome light just so we get a little extra light while I talk. But anyhow, that's kind of how I stretch out a rotisserie chicken dinner. Or sometimes I'll do that with the fried chicken. So for me, when I spend like $5 or $10 for the prepared meats, you know, like the rotisserie chicken from Publix or Walmart, or the fried chicken, which I think the best fried chicken out there, you know, that you can buy other than like Kentucky Fried Chicken or something, which so-so, it's greasy, but is Publix chicken. So sometimes I'll use Publix chicken. You know, I don't really get the Publix rotisserie, but I get the Publix fried chicken, and I'll do the same thing. I'll get their chicken, which is like, I think it's like 6 or 8 pieces. I think maybe 7 or 8 pieces, and I'll eat 1 or 2 for dinner or lunch, and I'll save the rest and eat it over 2 or 3 other meals. Sometimes I'll take some of it and I'll actually make it into another dish, like fried chicken fried rice, or chicken lo mein, or even chicken noodles, you know. So that's a way to justify spending $5 to $10 on some kind of meat item. I try not to spend $5 or $10 on just one meal, because if you do that, your food budget's going to be extremely high. Typically, most of my meals, even when I cook and stuff, or especially when I cook, they usually run about $1 or $1.50 at the most when you calculate how many meals I get out of it. Sometimes it's as low as 25 cents. So that's how I stretch my money. I eat mostly rice, because, you know, Asians eat rice anyways. So for me, it's not like I'm on a poor person's diet. It's my regular diet. So I eat rice, and I also eat noodles, and those, fortunately, are still fairly cheap foods. So for me, the diet isn't any different than if I'm living in a house or some other location. I normally eat this anyways. It's just now I'm in the van, and, you know, I have to use up the stuff right away. If I were like in a house or in the RV with the refrigerator and stuff working, and I had power and all that, like I was at, you know, the RV mobile home park or whatever, where I had my vehicle parked, where I was living there basically for the last couple months, I buy the rotisserie chicken and whatnot, and then I'll eat some of it fresh, and then I freeze the rest, which then I can use. I can nuke it and use it, or I can, you know, use it as meat for a dish like this, like the fried rice we're heating up. I did toss in what was left of my pepper sauce, so it's going to be a little bit spicy, not too spicy, but should be a good dinner. And also with that chunk of chicken, you know, the leg, and hopefully it managed to stay cool enough that it's not going to make me sick. One of the issues you run into when you live in a van, you know, and you have limited cooling abilities and stuff like that, is sometimes you do eat stuff that could make you sick, like especially meat. It could end up giving you food poisoning. And if you have that happening to you, obviously it's going to be very bad if you're in a van. I think that you should always prepare beforehand for that scenario, which I do. You know, I think heating it up hot enough, it should kill any bacteria, hopefully. But in the event it doesn't, I do have Imodium. Not really Imodium. I have the Equate the equivalent of the Imodium AD, which is, give myself a little bit more light here so it doesn't, because it is getting dark. It is dark actually outside almost. So I'll use Imodium AD to offset getting food poisoning, because that stuff works really well. But I don't really use the Imodium. I use the Equate, and the kind I use is the one that's in the blue gel. It's in a small little packet, and it comes like a little capsule, but it's got gel, not the solid one. I've tried the solid one and it didn't work as well. The gel, on the other hand, I pop one into my tummy, and within minutes I feel better. You know, that's if I'm feeling sick. Now tonight's meal, I'm kind of chancing it because it's been sitting out in the van, even though I had ice in there, but ice is all melted now. So I could be eating food that's kind of spoiled. Hopefully not, though. It's fried rice. It's already cooked. Everything's cooked, so it's not like having chicken that's uncooked sitting out raw. You know, so this is the same as if you went on a picnic and you had food sitting there for a couple hours, like chicken or whatever. But I am heating it up. Hopefully that'll kill it. I may pop a Imodium, or the Equate, equivalent of the Imodium AD, just in case, because I don't want to get sick tonight. I might do that just for safety. So I'll eat the food, pop the Imodium, and that way I don't get sick. Not that I really think I'll get sick from it, but just as a precaution. So I have the packet of Imodium. You can buy it from pretty much any, like CVS. I get mine from Walmart, and they have it in the pharmacy section. Look for Imodium AD. It's in a little white packet, you know, a little square packet. But next to it will be the Equate version, which is about half the price. And I've never really used the real Imodium, so I don't know if it's more effective. But I know the Equate, the green gel caps, they work well. I used to use it when I was a mailman, because, you know, you're in a mail truck and you got to work all day and deliver mail, and sometimes you feel sick. And when I get sick like that, I would just pop the Imodium, and I could make it through the whole day. You know, sometimes it took two. I would pop one, and if I was still feeling sick, I'll pop one more, you know, within an hour or two. But you shouldn't take more than that, because that stuff, I think it's like hydrochloric acid. It'll eat through anything. I think what happens is the gel coating protects you as it's going down your throat, but when it hits your tummy, the gel coating, you know, disintegrates, and the hydrochloric acid comes out and kills any bacteria that might be in your tummy. So you don't want to have too much of that, you know, but it's good to have for emergencies. And today, because I'm eating food that potentially could get me sick, I'll probably pop one just to play it safe. Anyhow, I hope you found this video informative. I may go ahead and show you what the food looks like, but it's going to be a long ride, so I think I'm going to go ahead and shut the camera off, and maybe we'll film like an eating episode if you guys want to see a mukbang. Maybe. Depends on whether I feel like it, because it's going to be dark, you know. I'll be sitting in the dark eating, trying to film. And some of you don't know why I don't film in the dark. It's because there's nothing to see. Right now you can see me because I have the light on here, but if I'm sitting there with the light on, it obviously attracts the police and anybody else walking by. They're like, hey, there's some dude sitting there eating in his car. But also, as it gets even darker outside, because right now it's still just a tiny little bit of light, but as it gets darker, this light won't be that effective, and then the video becomes all grainy, and then it starts to lose the signal. You know, it doesn't look so good, and people complain. So that's why you don't see me filming much at night. And in the van, in the back, there's not really much to see. Usually when I'm back there, I'm laying down. I'm going to sleep, or I'm watching TV or something. You know, but I don't watch too much TV. Mostly it's laying there, surfing, you know, the web, dealing with the Living in a Van Facebook group, or checking out the YouTube. And that's pretty much it. So until next time, everyone, take care. I hope you found this video interesting, if not informative. Put my hand back here. I feel that the rice cooker, it's not even warm. It's still cool to the touch. So I'm gonna put my hand down there and flip the switch. I don't know if you can hear the whine. The rice cooker is now on 300 watts, which means it's on hot mode. And the reason I did that is because I want to make sure this food is actually heating up and killing any bacteria, potentially. So I want it really hot. I do want it hot. I don't want it burnt, but I want it hot enough that it's cooking, sort of, killing any bacteria in there. Essentially what I'm using the rice cooker as right now is kind of like an oven. It's heating the food up. So it'll heat up the rice, and it'll heat up that piece of chicken. And I have it on hot right now. In a few minutes, I'll probably seal back there. I'm basically putting my hand on the lid and feeling to see if it's warm. Once the lid is warm, then I know the food is pretty much done. It's heated up enough. It's heated up the rice pot, and it's also heated up the rice, and it's heated up the lid that's on top of the rice cooker. And at that point, the food should be nice and hot. And that's how I cook and drive. I don't even have to look. I can just put my hand back here and feel it. Right now it is heating up. It's starting to warm up a little bit. Not much. Probably 5 or 10 more minutes. 5 more minutes, it should be hot. So until next time, I'm going to take care. I hope you're eating well wherever you are and staying safe. And if you want to know how I do all this, you'll want to watch the Cooking with Denoy playlist, or the Build of Little Blue 2, which shows how I cook with an inverter from a very simple system where you directly hook the inverter under the hood of your vehicle, and you cook from the vehicle battery, to the current system where I've wired it so that the power comes from the hood to a switch, which I can flip on and off, to an inverter and a house battery system that charges. So you can learn how to do this too. Now, I'm gonna say do so at your own risk, because I'm not an expert or anything like that. A lot of people can get very critical and tell me I'm using the wrong wire, using the wrong switch, and all that, and they're absolutely correct. There's a safer way to do it, and then there's the Denoy way, which is just good enough. And I do it just good enough. Now, I've had the system for about 3 years running in this vehicle, and other than the switch having to be replaced when I was using a 12-volt switch, it kept melting. I replaced it with a 120-volt switch and haven't had any issues, even though people say I should use a 120-volt switch on a 12-volt circuit. But I've been using it now for 3 years and haven't had any issues. So if you're going to build such a system, do so at your own risk. Okay, until next time, take care. God bless you all. Please stay safe. Bye-bye now.